The American restaurant industry is facing a quiet collapse that most diners haven't fully noticed. While social media glorifies celebrity chefs and delivery apps dominate daily life, a very different reality is unfolding inside the country's once beloved dining chains. The restaurants that anchored shopping centers, hosted family celebrations, and shaped childhood memories are disappearing. Not through scandals or sudden closures, but through a slow, steady decline that's pushing once thriving brands to the brink. Rising labor costs, shrinking margins, and shifting customer expectations have created a perfect storm these chains weren't built to withstand. What used to feel like dependable dining now struggles to compete with faster, fresher, or more affordable alternatives. The result is an industry quietly shedding its most familiar names while customers barely realize what's happening. Today, we're breaking down 8 major restaurant chains falling apart in 2025, and why the dining institutions that once felt permanent may not survive the years ahead. Number 8. Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. The breakfast institution that built its reputation on hearty morning meals and fresh baked pies has become a casualty of economic pressures that have fundamentally altered the casual dining landscape. What was once a reliable destination for families seeking substantial portions at reasonable prices has transformed into a struggling operation where rising costs and declining foot traffic create an unsustainable business model that threatens the chain's long-term viability. The breakfast market that Perkins dominated for generations has been completely restructured by competitors offering faster service and lower prices. Quick service chains now provide breakfast options that cost significantly less than traditional sit-down experiences, while delivering comparable quality and much greater convenience. The lengthy preparation times and higher labor costs associated with full-service breakfast dining have become disadvantages rather than selling points in a market where consumers increasingly value speed and affordability over atmosphere and traditional service models. Menu pricing has reached levels that contradict the fundamental appeal of family-style breakfast dining. Items that were once positioned as affordable indulgences now carry price tags that approach casual dining dinner costs, forcing customers to question whether pancakes and eggs justify premium pricing when similar meals can be obtained elsewhere for substantially less money. The psychological barrier between treating breakfast as an everyday convenience versus a special occasion expense has been crossed for many longtime customers who once considered Perkins visits routine rather than discretionary. Store locations reflect years of deferred maintenance and reduced corporate investment in facility updates. Dining rooms feature worn carpeting, outdated decor, and lighting fixtures that create atmospheres more reminiscent of institutional cafeterias than welcoming restaurants. The homey comfort that once distinguished Perkins from sterile chain alternatives has been replaced with environments that feel tired and neglected, failing to provide compelling reasons for customers to choose sit-down dining over faster, more modern alternatives. Kitchen operations struggle with consistency issues that affect both food quality and service timing. The made-from-scratch preparation methods that once justified higher prices and longer wait times now seem inefficient compared to competitors who deliver similar results using streamlined processes and pre-prepared components. Breakfast items arrive lukewarm while service staff seem overwhelmed by basic requests, creating experiences that feel more burdensome than enjoyable for customers seeking simple morning meals. The bakery component that differentiated Perkins from generic breakfast chains has lost much of its appeal as grocery stores and specialty bakeries offer superior baked goods at competitive prices. The display cases that once showcased impressive pie selections now often appear sparse or feature items that look mass-produced rather than freshly crafted, undermining one of the primary value propositions that historically attracted dessert-focused customers. Number 7. Friendlies. The New England institution that defined childhood dining experiences for generations of families has become a cautionary tale about brands that failed to evolve with changing demographics and dining preferences. What was once an essential part of suburban family life has been reduced to scattered locations, serving an aging customer base while younger diners gravitate toward concepts that better reflect contemporary tastes and values. The ice cream parlor model that built Friendly's reputation has been completely disrupted by artisanal competitors and premium grocery store options that offer superior quality and more innovative flavors. The sundaes and ice cream creations that once seemed magical to children now appear ordinary compared to Instagram-worthy dessert destinations, and craft ice cream shops that emphasize unique ingredients and creative presentations. The novelty factor that made Friendly's special has evaporated as consumers gained access to better ice cream experiences elsewhere. Menu offerings reflect a brand confused about its identity and target audience. The combination of casual dining entrees and ice cream parlor classics creates operational complications while failing to excel in either category. Food quality has declined noticeably as kitchen operations attempt to manage diverse preparation requirements without adequate staffing or equipment investments, resulting in meals that satisfy neither comfort food expectations nor contemporary dining standards. Store environments feel frozen in time in ways that alienate younger customers rather than creating nostalgic appeal. The decor and layouts that once felt welcoming to families now seem dated and institutional, lacking the warmth and personality that modern diners expect from casual restaurants. Seating arrangements designed for different dining patterns feel awkward for contemporary customers, while maintenance issues create impressions of neglect rather than established tradition. Service execution has deteriorated as staffing challenges affect both speed and quality of customer interactions. Wait times stretch beyond reasonable expectations, while order accuracy problems force customers to verify their meals before leaving. The friendly efficiency that once characterized the brand has been replaced with impersonal transactions that feel more burdensome than enjoyable, particularly for families with children who require patient and accommodating service approaches. The regional identity that once made Friendly's feel like a local institution has become a limitation in a market where successful chains require broader appeal and operational scalability. The New England focus that created authentic community connections now restricts expansion opportunities while limiting the customer base to demographics that are aging out of regular restaurant dining patterns. Number 6. O'Charlie's. The Southern-inspired casual dining chain has entered what appears to be a managed decline phase, where corporate communications have virtually ceased while individual locations quietly disappear from markets without explanation or fanfare. The silence from leadership suggests a brand that has accepted its fate rather than fighting to maintain relevance in an increasingly competitive casual dining environment. Menu positioning has become increasingly confused as the chain attempts to balance Southern comfort food traditions with contemporary dining trends that demand fresher ingredients and more health-conscious options. The result is a compromise that satisfies neither traditional customers seeking authentic regional cuisine nor modern diners looking for innovative culinary experiences, creating an identity crisis that affects everything from marketing messages to kitchen execution standards. The signature items that once distinguished O'Charlie's from generic casual dining alternatives have been diluted through cost-cutting measures and standardization efforts that prioritize consistency over distinctiveness. Fried chicken preparations that once showcased Southern cooking expertise now taste generic, while side dishes lose the authentic flavors that justified premium pricing compared to faster alternatives offering similar comfort food experiences. Store locations exhibit obvious signs of reduced corporate investment and maintenance deferrals that create environments feeling more like abandoned properties than active restaurants. Parking lots develop issues that remain unaddressed, while exterior signage and landscaping reflect businesses in decline rather than thriving dining destinations. Interior atmospheres feel dated and neglected, with furniture showing wear that suggests replacement has been indefinitely postponed. Service training appears minimal as staff members demonstrate unfamiliarity with menu specifications and struggle to accommodate dietary restrictions or special requests that were once standard accommodations. The hospitality standards that distinguished O'Charlie's from competitors have eroded to levels where customer interactions feel transactional rather than welcoming. While kitchen timing issues result in meals arriving at different temperatures and preparation levels that suggest coordination problems between front and back of house operations. The promotional strategies that attempt to drive traffic through discounted pricing and limited time offers create more confusion than attraction, as customers struggle to understand actual value propositions. Marketing communications have become sporadic and inconsistent, while social media presence feels abandoned, suggesting corporate resources have been redirected away from customer engagement toward operational survival rather than growth initiatives. Number 5. Hooters. The sports bar concept that built its empire on a controversial but profitable formula has discovered that changing social attitudes and demographic shifts have made its core positioning increasingly problematic rather than merely outdated. The brand that once generated reliable revenue through a combination of casual dining and entertainment atmosphere now finds itself trapped by an identity that alienates potential customers while failing to evolve beyond concepts that feel inappropriate for contemporary dining preferences. Rebranding attempts have created confusion rather than clarity as locations experiment with different names, menu focuses, and service approaches without developing coherent strategies that address fundamental business model problems. The wing-focused repositioning contradicts decades of established customer expectations, while failing to compete effectively against specialized chicken chains that offer superior product quality and more straightforward value propositions. Menu diversification efforts have diluted the focused offerings that once made Hooters a destination for specific dining occasions. The expanded food options feel generic and poorly executed, while maintaining pricing levels that reflect premium positioning without delivering corresponding quality or service standards. Kitchen operations struggle to manage increased menu complexity while maintaining the speed and consistency that casual dining customers expect from sports bar environments. Store atmospheres have become awkward compromises between traditional concepts and contemporary expectations that satisfy neither longtime patrons nor potential new customers. The entertainment elements that once created distinctive dining experiences now feel forced and uncomfortable, while sports viewing amenities lag behind dedicated sports bars that invest more heavily in audio-visual systems and game day atmospheres. Staffing challenges have intensified as the service model becomes increasingly difficult to maintain with adequate personnel who feel comfortable working within the traditional framework. Training standards appear inconsistent, while employee retention issues affect both service quality and operational consistency, creating experiences that feel unprofessional rather than casually entertaining. The customer demographic that supported Hooters locations for decades has aged out of regular visits, while younger diners demonstrate clear preferences for sports bar alternatives that offer similar food and entertainment without controversial positioning. Market research indicates declining relevance among key spending demographics, while expansion efforts in new markets fail to generate sustainable traffic levels. Number 4. Red Lobster. The seafood chain that once dominated casual dining seafood continues struggling with operational challenges stemming from bankruptcy proceedings and supply chain disruptions that have fundamentally altered both food quality and pricing strategies. While no longer representing the industry's most dramatic failure story, Red Lobster remains trapped in survival mode, where short-term cost management takes precedence over rebuilding customer confidence and market position. Menu pricing has become increasingly disconnected from value perceptions as seafood costs force regular price adjustments that make dining experiences feel expensive compared to alternatives offering similar quality, without the operational inconsistencies that plague post-bankruptcy operations. The endless shrimp promotions that once drove traffic have been restructured with restrictions and limitations that reduce their appeal while creating customer frustration about advertised deals that prove difficult to utilize effectively. Food preparation standards fluctuate significantly between locations as supply chain problems and staffing variations affect ingredient quality and kitchen execution consistency. Signature dishes arrive with preparation variations that suggest inadequate standardization, while portion sizes appear reduced compared to historical norms, creating experiences where expensive seafood orders fail to meet expectations established by previous visits or marketing promises. Store maintenance reflects the financial constraints of bankruptcy recovery, as facility updates have been deferred while equipment replacements follow minimum necessity rather than optimal functionality timelines. Dining rooms show visible wear while kitchen equipment struggles to maintain temperature and timing standards that seafood preparation requires, resulting in food quality issues that damage customer confidence in expensive menu items. Service training has been reduced to basic operational requirements rather than the hospitality standards that once distinguished Red Lobster from competitors. Staff members seem unfamiliar with seafood preparation details, while wine and beverage recommendations feel scripted rather than knowledgeable, creating dining experiences that lack the expertise customers expect when paying premium prices for specialty cuisine. The market positioning that once made Red Lobster the default choice for seafood celebrations has been undermined by quality inconsistencies and operational problems that make customers hesitant to choose the chain for special occasions. Alternative seafood restaurants and even grocery store prepared options now offer comparable experiences with greater reliability and often superior value propositions. Number 3. Ruby Tuesday. The salad bar pioneer that once anchored shopping mall food courts and strip center dining clusters has been reduced to scattered locations serving diminishing customer bases, while corporate operations maintain minimal presence in markets where expansion once seemed limitless. The brand that defined casual dining innovation through customizable salad experiences now operates more as a legacy concept than a viable restaurant business with sustainable growth prospects. The salad bar concept that built Ruby Tuesday's competitive advantage has become irrelevant in a dining landscape where health-conscious consumers demand fresh, locally sourced ingredients rather than buffet-style offerings that raise food safety concerns and quality questions. The extensive salad selection that once justified visits now appears limited and institutional compared to fast casual alternatives that provide superior customization options with ingredients that look and taste significantly fresher than items sitting under heat lamps or in refrigerated display cases. Menu engineering has stripped away the distinctive elements that once made Ruby Tuesday visits worthwhile, while retaining pricing structures that reflect full-service expectations without corresponding quality or service standards. The burger offerings that were repositioned as signature items taste generic and overpriced compared to specialized burger chains that focus exclusively on perfecting limited menus, rather than attempting to serve diverse casual dining categories with mediocre execution across all options. Store locations have been abandoned systematically as lease agreements expire, and corporate resources focus on maintaining only the most profitable units. The shopping mall anchors that once provided steady foot traffic now operate in dying retail environments where customer visits have declined to unsustainable levels, creating vicious cycles where reduced hours and limited staffing make remaining locations feel more like ghost restaurants than active dining destinations. Kitchen operations reflect the challenges of maintaining full-service preparation standards with skeleton crews and minimal ingredient investments. Food arrives lukewarm and poorly presented, while service timing suggests coordination problems between understaffed kitchen and dining room teams. The made-to-order experience that once distinguished Ruby Tuesday from fast food alternatives now feels slow and inefficient compared to competitors who deliver superior results with streamlined processes. The customer demographic that supported Ruby Tuesday during its peak years has migrated to dining concepts that better reflect contemporary preferences for authentic cuisine, innovative presentations, and transparent ingredient sourcing. Market research indicates declining brand recognition among younger consumers, while established customers visit less frequently as quality consistency issues erode confidence in previously reliable dining experiences. Number 2. TGI Fridays. The weekend celebration destination that once defined American casual dining culture has collapsed into financial chaos that threatens the existence of remaining locations, while corporate leadership struggles to maintain operations through debt restructuring and emergency funding arrangements. What was once the prototype for theme restaurants and happy hour experiences has devolved into a cautionary tale about brands that failed to adapt to fundamental shifts in how Americans socialize and dine out. The party atmosphere that built TGI Fridays' reputation has become increasingly forced and artificial, as aging store designs and dated entertainment concepts fail to attract customers seeking authentic social experiences. The flair bartending and enthusiastic service that once created memorable nights out now feels performative rather than genuine, while promotional events generate minimal excitement among demographics that have moved toward more sophisticated entertainment options. Menu positioning attempts to balance nostalgia with contemporary trends while failing to excel in either direction, creating confused offerings that satisfy neither longtime patrons seeking familiar favorites nor new customers looking for innovative dining experiences. The loaded potato skins and oversized portions that once represented indulgent treats now seem excessive and outdated compared to restaurants emphasizing quality over quantity in more health-conscious dining approaches. Financial instability has created operational problems that affect everything from ingredient quality to maintenance standards, as cash flow constraints force cost-cutting measures that damage customer experiences. Supply chain disruptions result in menu items becoming unavailable while equipment failures remain unrepaired, creating dining environments that feel unreliable rather than celebratory. Store closures have accelerated dramatically as franchise operators abandon locations that no longer generate sustainable revenue, while corporate owned units struggle with debt obligations that exceed realistic earning potential. The strip mall and shopping center locations that once provided convenient access now operate in retail environments experiencing their own decline, compounding traffic problems with broader economic challenges affecting casual dining destinations. Service training has been reduced to minimal standards as employee turnover reaches levels that make consistent hospitality impossible to maintain. Staff members seem unfamiliar with menu details and unable to create the engaging interactions that once made TGI Fridays visits feel special rather than routine. The celebratory service approach that differentiated the brand from competitors has been replaced with transactional efficiency that often fails to achieve even basic competency levels. Marketing communications have become sporadic and desperate as promotional strategies focus on discounting rather than rebuilding brand value or addressing fundamental customer experience problems. Social media presence feels abandoned, while advertising campaigns lack the energy and creativity that once made TGI Fridays synonymous with weekend entertainment and social dining experiences. Number 1. California Pizza Kitchen. The upscale casual pioneer that introduced gourmet pizza concepts to American shopping malls has emerged from bankruptcy proceedings as a diminished brand, struggling to justify its premium positioning in dining markets that no longer support the mall-based retail model that once provided consistent customer traffic. Despite surviving corporate restructuring, the fundamental business challenges that caused financial collapse remain largely unaddressed while new ownership focuses on operational survival rather than strategic repositioning. The innovative pizza concepts that once commanded premium pricing now compete against artisanal pizzerias and fast casual alternatives that offer superior ingredient quality and more authentic preparation methods at comparable or lower prices. The California-style toppings that seemed revolutionary decades ago now feel generic compared to local restaurants that emphasize seasonal ingredients and creative combinations that change regularly rather than remaining static menu fixtures. Store locations trapped in declining shopping centers face impossible operational challenges as foot traffic continues decreasing, while lease obligations remain fixed at levels calculated for much higher sales volumes. The mall locations that once provided built-in customer bases now operate in retail graveyards, where anchor stores have closed and remaining shops struggle to attract visitors, creating environments where even excellent restaurants would find success difficult. Menu pricing maintains upscale casual expectations despite food quality and service standards that have declined to levels inconsistent with premium positioning. Individual pizzas carry price tags approaching full-service Italian restaurant costs while delivering fast casual execution and ingredient quality that fails to justify the expense compared to alternatives offering superior value propositions and more authentic dining experiences. Kitchen operations struggle with staffing and ingredient consistency issues that affect both food quality and preparation timing. The open kitchen concepts that were once selling points now highlight cleanliness and organization problems, while preparation standards appear inconsistent between visits and locations. Creating experiences where expensive orders arrive with quality variations that damage confidence in future visits. Service execution reflects the broader operational challenges as understaffing creates bottlenecks that affect both order accuracy and customer interaction quality. The California casual atmosphere that once felt relaxed and welcoming has been replaced with rushed transactions focused on table turnover rather than hospitality, while staff members seem unfamiliar with menu details and wine selections that were once standard knowledge requirements. The upscale positioning that differentiated California Pizza Kitchen from competitors has become a liability in dining markets increasingly dominated by concepts that offer either authentic luxury experiences or exceptional value, rather than attempting to occupy middle ground that satisfies neither premium expectations nor budget-conscious preferences. Corporate communications suggest ongoing uncertainty about brand direction and market positioning as leadership evaluates expansion strategies versus consolidation approaches, while attempting to service debt obligations and maintain operational standards with reduced resources and diminished market presence compared to pre-bankruptcy operations. The collapse of these chains represents far more than a rough economic cycle. It marks the end of an era when casual dining thrived on predictability, comfort, and routine. The customer base that once made these brands unstoppable has moved on, and the qualities that once felt like strengths now feel outdated in a world that demands freshness, authenticity, and real value. Today's diners have endless alternatives: local spots, fast casual concepts, delivery options, and they no longer tolerate mediocre food, aging decor, or rising prices disguised as upgrades. Once trust is broken, no marketing campaign or limited time menu can repair it. The chains that survive this shift will be the ones willing to rebuild from the ground up. Better ingredients, better training, honest pricing, and customer experiences that feel intentional rather than automated. Those that continue cutting corners will follow the growing list of once iconic brands that faded because they forgot one truth. Customers always have a choice: